Well, welcome back to Against the Grain Living with Jeremy Moore. This is my first time walking into the property from the south in the dead of summer. I'm not gonna lie, unless I get an Argo, I don't think ATV or anything like that will be able to get up to the property from this direction. I just wasted 45 minutes getting across the swamp, and this is the beaver dam that I snowmobiled across all winter. This water here was nowhere near this high. The beavers are very active in this area, and water levels changed a ton. That marsh I just came across all spring, even though it was a wet spring, I could still walk in there because the beavers didn't have it dammed up. But I got a couple soakers, making my way across the outside. So today we're just gonna do a few small projects at the trapper's cabin. And I got four 4-foot chunks of rebar. Look at this, where do we go now? There, and I got them all. I'm gonna take it up to the new build site and try to drive them into the ground and see how much soil's there, so I can come up with a foundation plan. It's supposed to be another hot one today, so we got an early start. I imagine we'll only do a half day and then get back out of the heat. Anyway, keep you posted throughout the day. Like this spot, for instance. Used to be a old four-wheeler trail up through there. And now it's underwater and probably a couple feet deep. Makes it very challenging when one time you have the water and one time you don't, depending on what the beavers are up to. Very active beaver slides. It's probably like the, no joke, no exaggeration, 35th one that I had to cross over. I've just been trekking through that right along the edges of their dams. It's the only way I can make it through this terrain. I've never seen the beavers do this, but they groomed out this channel. You can see all the banks, all the mud slapped up there. So there's probably a bit of a trough to begin with, but all the way out they have it manicured right up. And I think earlier in the year I showed you a video of a massive poplar up there that they'd almost eaten right through, and I think they got this highway trail right up in through there. It's pounded down real good, but I think that's them just getting all the top limbs and stashing their food for the winter. They dropped that poplar and chewed everything right off the tops, all the little stuff that they could take back to their beaver home. Steady path down in. So that right there is the snowmobile trail. That's how much water they blocked up, and it's been a dry 4 weeks now. They can hold back a ton of water. So I've noticed the roof leaks a little. There's some downpours, so we're gonna try just a quick fix. I'm positive it's just come through the nail heads because all the gasket material around the nails are all dried out or missing. Because I do plan on in the future rebuilding this thing because the bark was never removed off it, so the bugs are all in the logs and it's all rotten at the bottom. So that's a project for the future to redo this. So I don't want to spend too much time on it, but if I can prolong it getting soaked. So I'm just tapping them in, the nails in if they're out a little bit, and then I'm going to try this Gorilla waterproof patch and seal. So you can see the black ducts that I've done so far. So we're going to do this on both sides of the roof, and then my crude cut job around that chimney hole. It's outside of the cabin, but it melts all the snow in the wintertime and it starts running down through there and builds up a big block of ice. So I got some, it's like ductwork tape. I'm just going to try to seal that crude cut job around there. Something else that was real cheap. And couple other little projects around here, and then we're gonna make our way up where the new build site is. Well, we got all the nails pounded back in and sealed up. Just finished up taping around the chimney here. So this is in the overhang, but we just used that ductwork tape all the way around, little pieces, and then a band all the way around it. But it was all anywhere from touching the chimney to 1.5 inches, and irregular, all jagged cut. So it should keep the snow and water from going down in there. And icing up on the blocks that down here. They're sitting all on the platform and everything, just a solid block of ice, probably weighing a little bit. So all sealed up there, no daylight. So another project done. I'll add a little bit of 2x material still up here, so I'm going to do just a few pieces of bracing. When I have a longer day up here, I'd like to put the 2 half shelves next to the outdoor wood stove on either side, and then all the knee bracing is going to be out of round logs, so I'll have to cut something for that and strip the bark off them to get all that up. I just have to have that up before snowfall comes, just to help this roof with snow load, because it's not very steep and we get quite a bit of snow here. Anyway, I'm going to cut one length of 2x4 here. I'm going to try to get about 3 pieces in the gable ends, if you will, just to help support it. We'll test fit that and nail it up there. Should be good. I just finished up a very crude brace job. This side went much better. But I just put 3 uprights, so they're on end toenailed in there. And I had to notch them around the shelf there on this side, but the other side was just sitting on the flat. Wherever they ended up is where they ended up. Didn't worry about spacing or nothing, but she should be a lot stronger in that direction. Now I just need a lot more knee bracing across here. So these boards are just temporary holding it. So plan on going from the middle down here, up there with a log on each side, and then up in the corners here too, front and back, and then on the sides, those shelves will be right here with some angled bracing, so one of those on either side of the stove, and then that far side will be all open and the front will be open, but it should be good. I was just looking around here and I found, I don't know what they call this, drip edge or something. So because I have the steel coming right flush to that board, I'm gonna take out the end row of screws and put this on it, and it'll let the water run off instead of down the board. Well, we're packed up here. We're done little tinkering projects here at the trapper's cabin, but you can see up there I got that drip edge. I actually installed it upside down on purpose so that it had the longer flange sticking out, but it should work just fine. It wasn't the entire length, it's short 6 inches on either side, but it'll definitely help. Anyway, we're got everything sitting out here, so we got the four foot sections of rebar. I got them all out, and we're gonna, what is it, I don't know, 15-20 minute walk up there, see how deep of soil we have. Then we gotta head out of there. It's already 2 o'clock, and she's nasty wet walk out. Took me like an extra maybe 35 minutes to walk in because of what the beavers have been up to. Anyway, we'll get up the hill. All right, I'm gonna try pounding this one in, see what we got for soil. We're gonna have to take out some more trees to fit the footprint, just these little ones here and maybe that guy there, and this dead one I'll get down before we even start. But I'm trying to get an idea of whether these screw piles will work or not. So I think I hit rock there. They were 48 inches long. So that's what I need for frost. There's 6 inches sticking up still. So that one was right in line with where the center, there's 3 beams under the whole cabin, decks and everything, running the full length. So that was 16 feet across. I put that at 8 foot. And I think I might just space 4 feet apart and pound those other 3 in this plane and see if 3 other spots are similar depth or not. See how that goes. So I got the tape stretched out there. So the 3 beams are 32 feet long, 16 feet wide is the total width of the decks and the cabin, front and rear deck. And so I got that one pounded in there. I came back 8 feet. So I'm gonna put these first 4 in 8 foot spacing, hopefully, and hopefully they go down about the same distance, and then I'll know that that's the bedrock or granite that's up here. And the reason I'm putting the rebar in is the screw piles that I was looking at. As long as you can get rebar in, they're hollow and they'll go over the rebar and follow it down, and you'll know that they were going to screw in the first place. So I'll have to get a bunch more rebar up here for however many piles, screw piles I decide to do, and get them all pounded in. Hopefully, if there's 1 or 2 that screw pile's not going to work, I'll have to come up with another solution for that particular point. But they're the lightest weight and easiest thing to do up here. He was brutal carrying 4 pieces of rebar and a mallet up here, so we're gonna try to keep it light and stay away from concrete, but we'll see what we can do. Anyway, I'm gonna try the one down by that tree, because I don't know if those roots are, I'm trying to keep as many of the trees as possible. So we'll see if we can get one down in through here. I gotta try to keep these as straight as possible too. When I come and do the rest of them, I'll have that nice new laser I bought on it. But we'll use this tape measure as a straight edge for now. Yeah, I'm not going to measure it because the tape measure's out there, but it looks like it's 6 inches again. So hopefully I can get these next 2 in. And this whole little area here should be the same depth of soil. Not too worried about the frost with these piles, especially if I get the pile sitting right on the rock. A lot of times up in this area, the rocks are actually fairly warm all winter long. And there won't be frost sitting directly on them where the, I don't know, the screw pile is only like 6 inches maybe, not even. And that's the only thing the frost can grab and shove up. But if that rock's warm, still there shouldn't be frost right against it to even grab the threads of the screw pile. That's what I'm hoping anyway. If it does move a little bit, I think there's 3 or 4 inches of threaded adjustment with the foundation screws that I was looking at. So if it does come up, that's the only direction it can come, is up. Won't go down, won't settle any. And I can just make the adjustments as I need down the 3 beams. The whole thing will move together because I'm doing 3 beams under the entire thing. So I don't have to worry about the decks or anything shifting differently. So we'll put this one at 8 feet and try to keep them in line. I do have a length of string because this is pretty critical. I think I got paracord in this little cooler bag. I'm going to string that out. Yeah. For a straight line. There. We're pretty full. A couple sticks. Over. So that one's gone down a little bit more, but we're on a bit of a hump. I think it'll still go further, but I'm going to leave it sticking up so I can find it again. Now I only have 4 pieces of rebar. So I've got 0, 8, there's one at 24. I think I'm going to, just because I got the string line out, I'm going to put this one at 16. Like I said, I'm not sure how many piles I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do some math on that. We'll start with this, just because I can get these 4 straight with this string here. Yeah, the first probably 18 inches is real light fluffy thatch and stuff from all the leaves, this hardwood forest. And that one's a little higher. I still don't think it'll be an issue. Because like I said, I know a few people up in this area that have foundations sitting right on rock in their basements. They're not heated all the time. Now that you can hear me again, like I was saying, I know some guys in the area that have cottages and recreational dwellings up here, and they just have the IBC totes in their basement, and they fill them with rainwater, the 1,000-liter totes, and they don't have to have any heat in those structures at all. The rock that they're built on, the bedrock, is just radiating enough heat to keep the basement at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So he just has 2,000 liters that gets him through the winter when he's snowmobiling, and that place is not too far away. So I'm gonna bank on that effect happening here. Like I said, there's threaded adjustment in the pile as well. So if they do, I'll be on rock, so they're not gonna go down. If they do come up, I'll compensate for it. But out of these 4 that I piled, that one there is probably gonna it'll go right down. The other 2 have 6 inches. This one's got 11 inches. But I'm happy this happened, because they could have only went 2 feet or whatever. I wouldn't have been happy with that. The other thing was, I could have picked a completely different location and try to find big enough, flat enough rock just to pin it to. But the problem is getting a 16 by 32 relatively flat rock. So this should be pretty good. I think when I had the bubble level out here on chalk line in the spring, I think there's about 2 feet of slope over 32 feet of length. So I'll have the beams sitting right in the saddle of those piles at the high end, and then I'll have to come up 2 feet with some uprights, some pressure treated, but it's good. Now we just need to figure out how many we want, get all the rebar up here, all on the laser, make sure everything's square and in line, and thread them all in. I'd like to have that done this fall, and then snowmobile all the material up in here and set the beams in the saddles and start building this winter. That'd be awesome. Still a big feat to get everything up here. We'll get it. Anyway, I'm gonna end this one here. She's nearly 3 o'clock. Got stuff going on tonight, so I'm gonna hike out of here, race home, cut grass until Michelle shows up, and then we'll carry on with the night. But I have the next 4 Fridays off, I think, 4 or 5, and got some help joining me on 1, maybe 2 of them. When I have help, we'll be trail cutting. The rest of the time I got 1 more day of doing little projects at the trapper's cabin, some more stuff on the outhouse and that knee bracing. Probably come in by canoe for that one, and then yeah, start on this. I'll have more time this fall when the trailer park closes. Won't be tied up on weekends, so hopefully we'll make some good progress this fall. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and share this progress with you as it happens. Take care.